Okay, so let's start with XY group. And we are taking this example. So X will contain numbers. We are selecting this. And Y will contain a single value against for each, X value. So, and we are selecting mean and standard deviation. So we can make our graphs with a standard deviation. Okay, so let's start with, let's click create. So yes, we have this interface of Graphpad Prism. So let's discuss this whole interface first. Then we will begin with putting our data, and then we will make our graphs and analyze our data. So first of all, if you see on the left side, so first you will, as I'm moving my cursor, the first one option is data tables, then there is info, then there is results, graphs and layouts, and then in the end you have family. So data tables is your data. So this is data 1, and you can put as many data tables as you can from clicking plus sign here. And you have data 1, right? You have x-axis, you can put your title here, and you have group 1 against that x-axis, group B, group C, and so on up to so on, how many for how many numbers you have, how many groups you have. So this is data 1, and for this exact data you will analyze results, and you can click plus sign here, and your analysis for this data 1 will appear here as data 1 analysis. Okay, and then for this data 1 analysis graphs, you will be your graph will appear here. When you will click here, you can see your graph here. But as we have not created any graph here, so it is empty. So your graphs will appear here, then your layouts will appear here, and then in the end, family, you will be able to see all the data and graphs here. You have a complete package here, family, as a family. So if you have data 2, it will appear as data 2 here. In the data tables, it's result analysis as data 2 here, and graphs data 2 here. So this is the left portion of the Graphpad Prism. And if you see on the top ribbon that we commonly have in Word and PowerPoint, etc. So there are many options here as well. So first, you can open or new. So you can open new project file. Or you can open the previous one, which you have already data available on that Prism file. You can open from here. You can save as these are common options. You can import or export your files. Then we have added the very common options available here. So all of these, I will not go through these. These are all very common options, and all the softwares have these. So in the bottom, so we have file. This is a group of icons in file. Then there is sheet, undo, clipboard, analysis, change, import, and so on. So the most commonly used icons are here are this analysis group. So you will be using this analyze option very much to analyze your data, and then you will be you can edit your data from here, change options. As we have in Excel, you can delete cells, rows, columns, and you can insert. You can change data table format as well from here. Then you can change decimal format and so on. There are many options. And then you can import a file from here as well. You can import from so from this file option, you can import a whole Prism file. But from this import option, this is for the data file or Excel file, you can import from here. And then this write option will appear when you have to edit graphs, or when you will write maybe something from here. And then this export is when you will make graphs, you can export your file as so you can export the data file separately, which this is showing an option, export to file.txt.csv.xml. And for the graphs, you can export you can export the selected graphs as options. You can download it as PNG, JPG, or EPS, and so on. So you have many other options. and then you can print as well, send, you can mail directly from here, you can export the graph to PowerPoint directly from here, then you can embed your graph in Word, your research article directly from here. So all of these options are available, and you will be exploring all of these when you will be starting your data.